Hey, Delight here from CeeDeeLight. Just wanted to give a quick video that I'm going to be replacing this sport Ryker windshield with a bigger windshield that I got from ShowChrome accessories. So this basically, it's a small windshield, so I do get a lot of buffing when I'm, going on the interstate and the winds are really high, so it's hitting my head. So I wanted a little more protection from a bigger windshield. I probably will still end up keeping this windshield for like local rides or like maybe going to work, that kind of thing. Maybe if I decide not to keep it, then I'll probably put it, on eBay or, Facebook just to try to sell it. But anyway, it should be something really simple. Basically what I'm going to do is just go in on the sides of the console here, my little console, and basically this is a T25 here and a T25, and this is on both sides. I'm going to loosen that and then attempt to get the whole unit off and then put on the new windshield. I got a quick tip for you. If you put your windshield in the up position, the bottom ones down here were really easy to get off if it's in the down position. But what you want to do is put this windshield in its up position, where you come and pull this down right here and then push up on the windshield, and then you can take your little T25 and put it through here to get to the other screw. So I'm trying to hold the phone and do this, but essentially if you take your T25 Torx and put in there from this angle, you'll be able to get the whole thing off. So let me do that. And there it is. It's completely off. And I haven't had that thing off since the first day I purchased it, because I actually purchased the windshield with the bike when I got it in 2020. So this has not been seen for quite a while. Doesn't look too bad. I'm going to clean it up, And I think with the new windshield, it hasn't arrived yet, but when it does, which should be tomorrow, I'll go ahead and install it. But to my understanding, it will not utilize any of the previous windshield's accessories, other than, I think it comes with its own hardware too, so it may not even utilize these that came with the actual windshield. So in this, I took off 4 of these that were right here, holding it into that console. So, all right, just stay tuned. I will be back tomorrow with the install. Welcome back. I wanted to show you the difference in size for the windshields from Ryker. So today's Saturday and the windshield came in, and it it really is a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. But either way, I'm gonna put it on the Ryker because I really need that wind buffering to be off of me. So this is what came in. It's slightly tinted, and this is the only one they had available. They supposedly make this in a non-tinted version, but I didn't see it when I went on the ShowChrome website. It said out of stock. But I got this from Amazon. That's what was available. And this is the original sport windshield OEM for the Ryker. I have a 2020 Ryker. Look how small this is compared to this one. This is crazy, folks. But that's what you'll get. Make sure I get a good angle of the size. So we're going to prepare to install it, and we'll let you know how that goes. Okay, here we are. So basically these are the M6 studs. You have 4 of them. And shout out to my girl Beth at Ryker Rise for her wonderful install video that I'm using as a guide for this. But we basically want to get these M6 studs the same length apart, and C over here has a caliper, and we're going to try to get those as even as possible. I can tell from just looking that they're not even on both sides, but essentially that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on this to get them even, just as Beth said, to hopefully make the install easier. We got them pretty even. We used a manual caliper, but we did run into where this one was not going all the way through. It was like, what's happening? What's up? So long story short, from the original screw, there was some Loctite that was on the actual inside of here that was gripping it when we were trying to push it through, and it just wouldn't turn anymore. And you don't probably want to take pliers or anything like that to force it, because you might mess up the actual grooves here. So what we did was take the original that came out, because it has like a Torx head, it's a T25 Torx head, and we screwed it in here to kind of like just make sure we can get all the way to the end. And when we did that, that kind of cleared up the inside here, and we were able to get this in correctly without any obstructions. All right, here are the installation instructions. I'm going to take these flange nuts here, and we're going to put them on the screw, the stud, the M6 stud, and they're going to be flange side out. All right, just giving you a quick look of what flange side out means. We installed the flange nuts, and now on the two studs that we're working on, it says tighten against the cluster support while holding the stud with a 3mm Allen wrench. At first, like seeing, I was like, why we need an Allen wrench, you know? But there are holes inside of these little studs, see? And I saw it at first, but I really didn't pay any attention to it. So we're basically tightening the flange up against it. Okay, we attempted to try to use, this is a 10mm flange. We got 10mm wrench, and so it's not fitting the best in there to make it really tight like we want it. So we're just gonna use some needle nose pliers and try to tighten it a little more, but being very careful not to, you know, mess up anything. Okay, you also get 2 nylon spacers to come with it, and they are going to go on the bottom studs. So now we got the brackets. This bracket is going to hold the windshield, and so you take those acorn nuts and basically put them on to the bracket, and it has a diagram of which one's the left one, which one's the right one. And it's always based on the direction you're sitting, as if you were sitting on the Ryker. Okay, this is the look. It's not tightened fully, but so we kind of like did a little dry fit for the windshield. And what we made sure, what you may want to do, is basically come and finger tighten. See if I can see it in the film. Finger tighten these, because you may have to, you know, loosen some to kind of wiggle, carefully wiggle, because you don't want to put no cracks in the acrylic, to make sure you get these to line up right here. So in order to make these line up carefully, you might have to kind of just shift to the left or shift to the right. And so now these are just finger tightened very lightly. We got the windshield up there, and we have the acorn nuts on the back. And those two are right now are just kind of lightly hand tightened to make sure we can get the windshield up there. And we use a 10mm wrench to do it. Open up your frunk so you can get, you know, the wrench on these things to loosen them or tighten them if necessary. Okay, before you tighten down these acorn nuts on the inside, I want to show you, this is the tilt feature. You can have it all the way up like that, or you can be somewhere in the middle, or you can come back down a little lower. So it's all about your preference, and once you get that preference, then you would go and tighten the acorn nuts on the back, the parts that's touching the actual bracket. So that's how it's adjustable, and you can put it like you want to put it. So I think I'm going to be somewhere in the middle based on my 5'2" height. So what we're going to do now is carefully tighten the acorn nuts that are on the back of these things right here, on the back of this, and also tighten these up. But we are not going to over tighten, because if you over tighten, you're going to crack your acrylic windshield, and then that's money down the drain. So basically, these are the ones you definitely don't want to over tighten, because that's what's actually touching the acrylic windshield. Here is the final look. I am sitting on my Ryker. That's how big the windshield is. I'm trying to lean back too. So I'm going to give it a test ride, and then I'll let you know if it keeps the wind off of me, which I believe, I have no doubt that it will. Okay, here are my final thoughts. I went out for a quick ride, got up to about 60 miles per hour on the motorcycle, and I absolutely love this ShowChrome windshield. It kept the wind off of me from buffeting my helmet. I am about 5'2", and I did not feel any wind hitting my helmet or anything. Now I have a modular helmet, so I had it all the way down, like in the full face mode. And I didn't, like I said, my head wasn't bopping around like it has done in the past with the smaller stock windshield. And so also, since it's a modular, I pulled it up so it could be like in a 3/4 setting. And again, I did feel some wind coming towards me, but it was a soft wind. And I believe the wind was just kind of slightly coming across the back side of the windshield, but it was not hard at all. It just felt like a small breeze. So that way, at least in the summertime, I can still feel like I can get some air, and I won't be extremely hot from this big windshield. At least that's my thought. We have to wait until it actually gets to be, you know, hotter. This is March the 2nd, and it was like 64, 65 degrees when we were out riding. So I absolutely love it. I think this windshield looks better on my Ryker than the smaller one. It looks like it's more proportion to the actual motorcycle. And I think that is because I have the saddlebags and the top case over there that kind of makes my Ryker look bigger than what it is. And that windshield to me actually goes really, really well in my opinion. What I'm going to come back and do at a later time after I do my research is maybe put some kind of Loctite up here, not the permanent kind, but you know, something to give it some stick, because I went for the ride and C said when he came back he could tell that these had loosened up. We didn't put anything on them at first because, like I said, we're giving it a test, but I want to make sure that if I did, I put it in the proper place so I don't mess up the actual acrylic, because I know some of those type of liquids and glues can eat away at the acrylic windshield. So once I do my research and see if that's okay, I may come back and maybe put it on the actual acorn nut, maybe, because that's not really touching the windshield in any kind of way. So I think that might be safe. But again, I have to do my research on that because I don't want to mess up this windshield. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing, clicking that like button, commenting, and sharing this video with others. I also ride a 2015 Vulcan S over here. This is my baby. And I'm a 2-wheel rider and a 3-wheel rider. And I got my Camaro over here. This is my 4 wheels. And my husband has his motorcycle over there. It's an RT, Can-Am Spyder RT, manual shifting. So if you like any of these motorcycles, you want to tune in for our content, we would be greatly to add you to our YouTube family. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.